Welcome to the Vexxed Uncensored podcast, hosted by me, Saint, and Mo Vader. You'll be listening to us dive into taboo topics, celebrity news, discussing what's got us so vexed this week. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. Now let's get into the show.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered. The album features 11 Dolby restored tracks, written from 2011 to 2021 by Saint. It boasts an R&B pop sound with multi-octave vocals. Listen everywhere now. Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Mo Vader.
And me, Saint.
And I'd like to kick off the show by saying, children, I love you and miss you, but your mama wants me to take it to court to see you, and I will never, ever go to court for something that is my God-given right. So, today, this week in
Direct to consumer. Listen, I feel you. I ain't going to court unless I've did something.
If it's not about my freedom, or freedom that I might have been implicated in,
Yeah.
I ain't going to court. Yeah, man. I folded. The thing is I folded.
Right.
I was like, all right. I folded.
Right.
Conceded.
Yeah.
Anyway, never mind. The show must go on.
Yes.
And speaking of the show, should we tell him about the Vex segment?
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost the Vex segment. It was great.
I know, it really was.
Yeah,
Didn't make it, guys.
It didn't. We had to flog the technician.
Yeah.
We took him out into the open field out there and just flogged him.
Oh my Lord.
Flogged him. But we've got an extra couple of topics this week to go through. So
yes,
I'm gonna jump right in.
We're still getting vexed, guys.
Yeah, me, I'm very vexed. Right off the bat, Kwasi Kwarteng.
Oh, is that the pronunciation?
Yes, it is.
Is he South African?
It's a Ghanaian name.
Oh, Ghanaian.
It's a Ghanaian name. Yes. Daily Mirror, Daily Mail put an article out and used a picture of a random black guy who was leaving the court. And this is the Chancellor of the Exchequer. This is like, let's say, the joint third or joint second most important
the
person
money
in the
man
world. Yeah.
Of the UK. The money man.
The money man. Confused, mistaken identity. Basically, the British police could have shot him on the corner thinking that he was someone else. Because
this man in the article is at least 20 to 30 years older than Crazy.
Yeah. And they didn't pick up on it. And I'm genuinely starting to believe that when these mistaken identity situations happen with black people, they're doing it on purpose. Like, they're doing it on purpose. It cannot fall to just carelessness.
I mean, in this case, they do not even look alike. They just both wearing glasses. They're not the same height.
The guy in the picture wasn't even wearing glasses.
The guy in the picture is bigger as well, slightly a different build. As a person, different face. Let's just start with different face.
You literally have to think that they all look alike to put
this
that
what I'm
picture
saying. Like, and obviously,
place.
I can't relate to them if they've only. Let me not. If they literally feel that way, like, honestly, black people aren't even all the same color, so it's really hard to mistake or hair texture or anything. So it's very hard to mistake one black person for another. I'd say it's easier, but it's easier to mistake white blondes for each other with women. For me, sometimes, honestly, I've run into so many people that look like girls. They've got blue eyes, blonde hair, like similar noses. They just look alike. So I can relate to that. So I can't talk for them, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
But in this case, it's the Daily Mail. They know who Crazy is. I don't know who this guy is, but come on, that was purposeful.
It was.
Totally.
It was like a slight to say, oh, Just put anyone in there. No one will notice.
This will do.
Yeah, the man himself noticed and put it out on Twitter. He added the Daily Mail and said, "That's not me."
Imagine being that high of a position and you're being disrespected like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's an insult.
It's like, who the... Brr?
Yeah. Someone at the Daily Mail needs a flogging.
All of them, most of them. Honestly, Daily Mail is trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
Is the Daily Mail part of Rupert Murdoch's conglomerate? No, makes
Piers
sense.
Morgan used to have that one, I think. Daily Mail.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, ran it at least. Yeah, dirtbag.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get a bit deep. Thanks to TikTok. We are going to talk about Sundown Towns today.
When the sun goes down.
Yep. Better not be around if you're not white. And this is where we're going. So Sundown Towns are cities or towns, I guess, in America, usually in the South, but like not near no major city.
Right.
Them encapsulated, they don't even go nowhere. It's just like you got to drive through it and that's about it.
Yeah.
So there's a lady on TikTok, sorry, ain't got the tag, but she shared the fact that she had a license. So it's a small card paper. You can tell it's very old. And she said she found this among things. And it was a hunting license for people of colour. Mainly black people, but if you're not, you could be anything else. There, the idea was when the sun goes down. Well, first of all, if you go in a town, you try and do anything, pick up gas, do anything, go in a shop. One's gonna call someone, the police or wherever, and they're gonna come and execute you for one. Usually people are smart enough, apparently, to not go in the daytime, but a lot of people, like, there's been people driving through, and this is modern day.
Yeah.
And there's there's black people driving through, and they've shot out windows.
Really?
Yeah. But what this lady specifically saying is this hunting license was sold in libraries, town centres, maybe even schools. It was obviously only sold to whites. And the idea was, I think they picked a day of the week.
Yeah.
Specifically. And what they would do, the police would patrol. Everyone patrols for anyone who's not white. They round you up, so kidnap you.
Yeah.
Take you to the woods, set you out. Get their dogs to hunt you down, and if the dogs don't do you in, they're gonna come in and do it themselves. It's a game. So this is like, I don't know. It's like a best kept secret. Yeah, it's like Hunger Games. It's like, I don't know what to call that. Do you know what I mean? And
are they actually literally doing this right now? So there's missing people that have been taken down by these Sundown Towns. And
the thing about things like this, when things like this come up, the white people in general, and I understand because of how horrific it is, they just say this cannot be true, this is like blah blah blah, paranoid, like whatever they want to call it, like black people just be making shit up. And the reality is this, they hide the evidence a lot of the time, but you can't hide everything.
A missing person's a missing person,
right?
Do you know what? I want to know what this permit looks like.
Do I have it in my... I don't think I do have it in my phone. I thought I did. Let's double check.
Wild, you know?
It's a real card, like you would think, like any proper card, like a proper card. And you fill it out and you submit it, and it's a license to go. And I mean, it's got expletives on there. Blatant.
Oh, it says Negro hunting permit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! There we go. State of Missouri nigger hunting license.
There you go.
Federal nigger hunting license.
This was official, guys. This was official. And we're talking 1950s, 60s. This was from. But I'm not there. There's nothing to say the licenses are going now. But there's people on TikTok saying this culture still exists in a lot of cities and towns.
Look at
in
this
America.
shit. At the bottom of it says season opens January 1st. Closes December 31st.
Yeah.
So it's literally just New Year's Day that small gap. But no,
where they're off.
No, it's not off. It's not off. If you get a renewal, it's basically all year round. Okay.
Yeah.
This certifies that blank address, blank sex, blank WT, which I'm not sure what that means. Maybe weight, age, height, city, eyes, hair. Having paid the license fee is hereby licensed to hunt and kill niggers during the open season here of the United States. This license must be carried on person when hunting niggers and gives the holder permission to hunt day or night with or without dogs. Issued at blank USA this blank day of blank 19 blank issued by blank county clerk or warden, signature of licensee, and then there's a little tear off bit that says nigger tag. It's got a serial code, says circle, day of kill, name, city, state, signature. Tag good for any niggers. So,
And this woman, when she was sharing this, she was like, look, I know it's one of these things that has to be said. And of course she's going to be worried because she can get targeted herself. You got to remember, like,
it came as a fucking booklet.
yeah, like
It wasn't like just the one license ticket.
No.
It's a booklet. You write out your name for as many as possible, as many kills as you get, and you tag the nigger's body. Oh,
their children are in on it. Like, this is how fucked up it is as well, because I do know with racists, they do know what they're doing with children, and they do indoctrinate children purposely. It's happened. There's people spoken out saying, look, white people, she's white, this older lady, she said, look, you know and I know that we've had aunties or uncles or whatever, grandparents, whatever, who were racist, who were definitely racist, who definitely hated black people and definitely hated anyone who wasn't white. And just because we're not like that, and then she was saying that she remembers being a kid and experiencing things that her parents, like, they would do, and feeling terrible, like, as a kid, thinking, what the fuck, herself. Yeah. So it's very strange how she grew up in a, and I know this happens as a mixed race person, you would know it's very rare to be mixed race and not experience that in somewhere in the white side of your family. Trust me, I've been there. Yeah. So it's like shocking. And also about dogs as well. Racist and their dogs, training dogs to hate. Now, we know this in London. We grew up in London. We know this. There are white people who train their dogs to hate anyone who's not white.
Absolutely. To this day.
And to see, you know, us as a threat. Do you know what I mean? And it works. So dogs can be racist. They can train animals to be racist. Like, it's sick. Mm-hmm. It's mad to think about. But, you know, TikTok has its uses and it's proven to be useful right now with this. There's people as young as 25 talking about it and saying there's Sundown Towns because I'm from one of them.
Really?
And I'm like, shit.
Extreme prejudice.
And the reason why people are thinking right now, so how have they got away with this? How for 70 years or whatever? It's because the country looks the other way.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people in the American government who are from small towns? Mm-hmm. From small ass places, from middle of nowhere, bumfuck as they say, you know. A lot of them in the government are Southerners. You know what I mean? So it's almost impossible for a government to be majority white and not be racist. That's all I've got to say.
Of course. Come on. And the media is controlled by a very small conglomerate that handpick and cherry pick what you're told, how you're told, and when you're told.
How to spin it.
Yeah.
Like this, they can't spin. And this is what I like about things like this, as much as it's disgusting, is they can't call it conspiracy because it's legitimate.
Yeah.
You know, it's legit.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that's
it's despicable.
I mean, you know what I came across this week?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't credit whoever said it.
Yeah.
But I think it's Charleston White.
Okay.
Police would stop shooting people, will stop shooting niggers, if we got some life insurance.
Why?
Because the insurance companies will make sure that there's a conviction.
Investigated, yes.
It's investigated, and that it hurts the economy.
What the fuck? Like, this is just, and this is the thing, yeah. Americans are mad, like they're wild, like they're gun toting, yeehaw, yeah. So it's like over here, the racism is very blatant, but it's the way thing that on these levels is secret, man. It's so covered up, like it's so very hard because our establishment has been racist, so it's not really a shock to anyone.
I think what a major differential is between US racism and UK racism, is that whereas in the US, they had the Klan and they had a vast amount of land that covers half of the nation, where they can practice their racism in very creative and intricate ways. The UK didn't have that privilege.
Right.
There was very little viewable difference between a peasant working the land and a slave working the land.
Yeah.
Because a white slave a peasant would have to rub shoulders with a black slave if there was.
And this is the thing,
that happening here.
What's shocking about this country as well. So back in, if you want to think Victorian days, there were black people of prominence back in the day. Here.
Yeah, they were.
Like, very rich black people. Yeah. And at the same time, the Moors was bailing out a lot of European kingdoms because they were broke as fuck and nothing was working for them. So, like, there's a lot of PR here, especially when we're in school and what we get taught with the history, because they don't show any of that. No. They don't show at the same they had kingdoms, or we were just slaves, or we were just nothing. That's not true, because black kingdoms were bailing you out and marrying your daughters. That's where all these mixed race, the hidden mixed race royal family members from, like, do you know what I mean? There's bare of them, because they married into black kingdoms for money to save their asses, like bare times. I think there's even a black queen that everyone associates to be white because she's been painted as white for a long time. She's black. Yeah, like a British queen. Cannot remember her name. Yeah, she was mixed race, but she's a black woman. Do you know what I mean? And then we'll paint her white after a while and just pretend she's white. Like, it's mad. It's like what they do with Jesus. He's a white man with blue eyes, apparently, from Iceland or some shit, because according to the Catholics and all of that, he's a Middle Eastern man. I think it's very clear. He's a Middle Eastern man.
Oh, he's one in a million, isn't it? He's the one that came out with blue eyes and blonde hair.
Oh no, he's the one. It says in the Bible, Jesus, just to throw out there, Jesus was made to not be attractive, to not stand out. Yeah. The plainest of the plainest person you can imagine is how God apparently, like, brought Jesus forward. Which I was glad about, because I was like, I don't want no one perfect on my Lord. If he's walking the earth and people are perfect on God, like, no, destroy us all then. Destroy us all. But no, apparently he was the plainest of the plain.
The holes in the back. The holes in the back. I'll be like, that nigga much.
He'd be any Jacob or what Mustafa you see walking in the street. Jesus looked like that. He did look like who can I pick out? Macaulay Culkin, bitch. Aryan and shit.
White power.
White power.
White power. White power. We better stop that. I'm joking.
It's alright. It's alright. If you've got a mixed race person on anything, we can get away with a lot. Because they can't charge me for shit.
Black on a Thursday night.
Black on a Thursday.
Did you just take the last one?
Yes.
Yeah, you did. Okay. I got this one. Oh, okay. We're still on the topic of niggas.
Just lighting a candle, guys.
So funny.
At both ends.
Aretha Franklin,
the Queen of Soul,
has literally had an open case against her, surveillance case from the FBI and the CIA since the 60s.
Insane. And testimony from her family that she had no idea. She wouldn't have known that.
She didn't
Up
know.
until her death. Nope.
She didn't know.
Even they didn't know. Wow. So
is this like freedom of information? Did the family make the claim?
Yeah.
Did someone?
One of her nephews did it. Smart man. Just to see, innit?
He's opened a can of fucking worms.
Yeah. A lot of it was redacted, which is the scariest part.
Yeah.
So things they will not disclose, and that will be based on national security. Meaning to me is so egregious that the black people today will be like, nah. So that's the national security risk, is that you're going to have some sort of like really huge backlash that the military would have to like, one of them. So, but allegedly, not even allegedly, what are we talking about?
No, we're going to have to stick to allegedly because...
Well, this is what I'm going to read is like unredacted, so it's available. But it says, Franklin's work on behalf of civil rights in association with Dr. King, Angela Davis and other revolutionaries, apparently became a preoccupation for the FBI and with the singer's addresses, phone numbers, regular activities tracked by agents for like 40 years. And these documents were obtained by Rolling Stone. Along with surveillance, the FBI documents contain letters. So every time she was sent mail, they'll open it first, intercept it, open it first, document it, and then seal it up and send it to her. She wouldn't have had a clue. And I know Aretha, I don't know her. I'm just saying I know her personality. She's very smart, very suspicious.
Yeah.
And very like cautious. I knew her to like, of my observations of her was that. Yeah, even one ominous letter that she got in 74, which reads, "Dear Aretha, I'm still in charge of you. I'm not to be crossed. You should be paying me some of my money.
Yeah.
Evidently, your advisors do not know the dangers of neglecting what I'm saying. I would hate to drag your father into this." She's also had other threats sent to her, attempting to, like, stating they're going to kill her. And the FBI and CIA monitored this and did nothing.
It's just another nigger.
Do you get me?
Respectfully, of course.
Also, the file shows photos of Jesse Jackson speaking, like, anytime she was in contact or in the vicinity of, like, anyone who had power, who was back.
Yeah.
They saw it as a major issue. Like, they saw her as a threat. It's like, a threat of what? Your power over, like, your suppression of black people.
Yeah.
So it says they called her militant. So she supported militant black power concepts. She's performed at, like, events, so they weren't happy with that. She did a deal with Atlantic, and they thought it could have been tied to the Black Panthers. Like, she's had no official, like, she was never a Black Panther or, like, never anything official. She's been a singer her whole life. That's it. But they just assumed.
You know what I think this boils down to?
Yeah.
And I hope no one takes offense. Oh, do you know what? I don't care if they take offense. The way that drug dealers today amass large amounts of money, get into the music industry, and whilst they're in the music industry, they're funding drug empires out in the streets.
They're washing their money.
They're washing their money, but those drug empires that they're funding is also funding families and communities. Now,
yeah, because they're good at that, ain't they? No, I mean, the mob and all of that, like, they will do the worst and have a grip on the community, but also, like, keep everyone well.
Yeah.
So they look after the ones there.
And one of the greatest social plights during the 60s, 70s and 50s was, the civil rights and the equal rights movement. Yeah. So, of course, any musician who is black, who is of any other ethnicities that is treated as a second-class citizen or third-class or just chattel generally, that money you're going to amass is going to fund a better standard of living for you and your kind. Yeah. Which in essence would mean literally every black singer, superstar, actor, radio,
any
conductor,
industry,
whatever, in all industries were monitored for whatever their involvements may or may not have been with other prominent black personalities.
Which had a major wide stream audience, even white people. So they were like, do you know what I mean? Did they have a right to monitor? No. They make up reasons. They just made up reasons. But all the information.
I'm sorry, devil's advocate here. Yeah. To protect the white nation of the United States, yes, they have every right, because that is the prerogative of the FBI and the CIA, is protect the white nation. The black nation was only added with the 13th Amendment when they were freed. They were freed at the turn of the century. We are still closer to times of enslavement than the independence of the United States from the United Kingdom. Yeah. The practices, let's face it, the practices may not be legal anymore, but
they're contingencies, aren't they? So it's like technicalities. They throw things in, and it's like they'll build a system that doesn't mention black or non-white, but it will only apply to us, if you know what I mean.
Listeners at home, go and ask your kids, where do they sit when they get on the bus? Mm-hmm. Where do the cool kids sit?
Yeah, AKA.
They're right there at the back, causing a ruckus.
In the back. It's in the DNA. At the end of the day, you can't fuck it. You cannot enslave majority populace on this part of the planet, because a lot of us just like, you're from the motherland. You're lying. You're direct from the motherland. I'm by way of the West Indies. So, my family, I can't say what generation because I wouldn't know, but it would have been past. Do you know what I mean?
If you go based off of the age and the range of the ages, there's maybe, they say there's 250 years ago.
Yeah.
That is the date where it was a so-called abolished and declared illegal.
Yeah.
That's not the date that the practice ended.
Yes. Yeah.
The practice ended maybe...
They phased it out. It took a year, like a long time.
It took almost 80 to 100 years.
And a lot of slaves weren't even told they were now free. So how about that? They weren't even told, oh, by the way, what do you think these owners, it was so isolated, they're going to go, oh, by the way, you're free. No. Someone had to go find them and tell them.
I just had a major, like, brain freeze, brain block. There was an inventor. There was an inventor, I think, I don't want to say it's Henry Ford, but...
A white inventor.
Okay. Who was born 20 years after the abolition of slavery.
Right.
Who had basically worked hand in hand with slaves.
Right.
But built his empire 20 years thereafter.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's Henry Ford. I don't think it is. I'm gonna have to put an asterisk on this comment.
Yeah.
And get an answer, and I'll add it into next week's show.
Yeah.
But what the inventor? Oh fuck! Listen, in break when we go and pay bills, I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out.
But also like them big black towns that were so profitable and like really profitable. One of the top cities at the time. I want to say early 1900s. Obviously, like. Do you know what I mean? That was doing well and competing with white people, and they massacred them.
Yeah, Black Wall Street.
We're just like, all right, these towns around it, we're doing them in, we're taking their shit. Period.
Yeah.
And they did, you know. And then you've got the government who admitting to like spraying us and Americans like in America mainly the Tuskegee, like spraying poison on majority black cities and towns, and like for experiments, open experiments.
They say it's experiments. Experiments in total extermination.
Yeah, they're killing. They're doing 2 birds with 1 stone, aren't they?
If you're not out in the fields picking cotton for free, you need to be dead.
Right. Look, it's just one of these things. Like, it's sad. Like even as a kid, like, do you know what I mean? Even participating in things, thinking, as a kid, you're thinking, maybe one day, because you know what I mean. But because you're a kid, you're close-minded.
To be fair with you.
Because you think you can enlighten people, and you can't.
Yeah, no. My first thoughts after learning about the transgressions of slavery and enslavement of black people, I thought, okay, now I understand, because I didn't completely understand and grasp what racism was about. My first experience of racism was at a swimming pool.
Okay.
In Deptford, of all places in Deptford. One of those obvious NF National Front bald guys. Yeah. I'm playing with a kid.
Was it wavelengths?
Yeah, wavelengths.
Oh shit.
Playing with a kid, no problem, all getting on. His dad comes, hey, come here.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Get over here.
Yeah. Can't play with no black kids.
Yeah. I did not realise it until I started going. I went home. I must have been about 8 or 9. And yeah, after a while it settled in, and then I started realising what people call microaggressions now. Yeah. I started realising it in white people. Yes. Started realising, so you smile at white kids. Yeah. But
you give me a dirty look.
You give me a dirty look. Oh, okay, I get it. Ooh.
You just make me feel guilty for existing. Yeah.
Mixed race kids with their curls are cute. But
well, listen, that's what I was thinking. I think, I had to walk around with my mum and dad who clearly aren't the same race. So it wasn't something I had to first experience. And that's, I think that's why I cared about it so much as a kid, because I was just like, the fuck? Why is it that this white kid or this black kid, like, they can walk around with their parents and no one's got an issue? Yeah, me, everyone questions, looks like, whispers, like, what the fuck
is that your kid? Who's that?
Because one's black and then my mum's like, definitely no one's ever thought she was fully white, do you know what I mean? But she's not, but they're not the same race. So automatically it's just like weirdness for no reason.
Yeah. It's fucked up, man.
It's fucked up, man.
It's fucked up, man. Well, oh, okay.
What we got?
We're going 2 for 2, 3 for 3.
Oh, shit.
Chris Cabba's assassination.
Ah, Lord.
And yeah, we're not gonna cover this and say,
we're not gonna dwell on it.
He was shot by police and it was a miscarriage of justice. The statement put out by the Metropolitan Police it literally just describes an assassination.
Exactly what happens that night. Like, I don't know, they've not put out nothing, and this has been released now because the family have been given the breakdown.
Yeah.
And the way they've put it is what the family's done is just put it plainly. So the police would have given them some, this is what really happened, shocking, but we've put it in a way that could be like,
yeah.
Where the family have taken the information and, said it properly. So here's what it says. Officers followed Chris Kapp from 9:52 p.m.
Yeah.
They did not activate their lights or sirens. This is the police.
Yeah.
At 10:07 p.m, so what's that, less than 10 minutes later, Chris Kapp turned into Kirkstall Gardens in London, where a marked armed response vehicle, which is an ARV, waited to ambush him. A single kill shot to the head was fired by AR officer NX121, that's NX121. He pierced the front windscreen with a bullet in an execution of an unarmed young man. NX121 remains unnamed. He's received exceptional protection from the police and the IOPC, which is like the Interpol.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a description of an assassination. Now, we don't know why, they can say anything about this man, but nothing's come out about him negative.
I hope
nothing.
I hope that protection comes to nothing.
This is like what happened in America with that guy who did George Floyd.
Yeah.
But worse.
Yeah. Yeah, worse, because I think for satisfaction's sake, they gave him a manslaughter charge.
Yeah.
So
they stood around his house, grouped, do you remember? Because Americans don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They found out where he lived and went for him. This is what they're trying to avoid here. Because you remember when I said on the news that time, there was like Piccadilly files. I've never seen so many people in my life, yeah? And the news said, mourners of the Queen. Queen Elizabeth has died. It's lies. It was a Chris Kapp protest. You see all the signs there. And they're now being investigated. Thank God FCC stepping in.
Yeah.
Investigating Sky News saying, what the fuck you playing that?
Yeah.
You can't do that shit. You thought you could, like, what were you playing at?
It's not Sky News.
Only because they were pressured. Because this, I'm sorry,
it's not
you
Sky
can call
News,
me out, but this wouldn't have happened if people didn't complain.
Yeah, it's the government.
Yeah.
It's the government. It might not even be the government. It might be MI5 and the bigwigs going on over there, because one thing that I'll tell you, the last time they shot an unarmed man, whether he was armed or he wasn't armed, or they found the gun or they didn't find the gun, but at the point that they shot him, he didn't have no guns in his hands.
Nope.
Mark Duggan.
Yep, mixed race man, innit?
Yeah, what happened after they shot Mark Duggan?
Everyone turned the fuck up.
Yeah.
Up.
So the problem isn't shooting black men, killing black men. The problem is making sure that the communities don't show their presence and show their anger.
Right.
And with the millions and millions of litres of black people's blood that is running on these streets and over in the US, what the fuck? Right.
Because you can't fight the power, people get frustrated, especially if you're from poor backgrounds, and we end up taking out on each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where we're going to put all this frustration for existence and all this shit happening. So you're finding like people that, and then what they report is just black on black crime. That's just what they report. They don't report none of the white on black crime because it's rampant.
Yeah, they don't. It doesn't even really go anywhere, does it?
I never hear of it ever on the news, ever.
You make a report, it lands in an email somewhere, and you might get a call back if you're lucky, and they basically tell you, we can't do anything.
We do report racism, we do. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, you get to a certain age, you're like, fuck this, I'm not going, like, and it's whitewashed and blindsided and you don't get nowhere, but it's reported, bitch, that's all that matters. Like, someone said something.
Well, I invite them to come test me.
Do you know what I mean?
Come find out what my little T-Rex arms can do.
Trust.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's your turn, isn't it? Your pick.
We've got Orlando Brown.
Yes.
Has dropped what people are saying is a hit.
Yeah, I say it's a hit.
Yeah, I've only heard it once, but it sounded good. I had to go, hold on, is that him?
Yeah, fucking well done to him.
Very good.
Not too long ago, he was sort of kind of off his face talking about she gave me and talking about P Diddy and booty holes in the mansion in Miami.
Bow Wow and split ego positions and
akimbo. So yeah, man, well done, Orlando.
Yeah,
well done.
This is the thing. You always, I mean, you know, unless you've done something egregious, you know, you separate the man from the music. Like, it's very clear that you can go through a lot as a person if you're an artist and still pump out like really good shit. So it's a good thing and a bad thing, you know. Well, yeah, you can't be making tracks like that and be called crazy.
He's not crazy.
Maybe unstable, but
he wasn't crazy. He was just on drugs.
You need talent and also skill.
Yeah.
So
he's on drugs, unless he's channeling his demon.
Or that.
And the demon's just
because they're rampant too.
Like Sashar Fierce.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
People are acting like they forgot about that one.
Innit?
Fucking shadow possession jutsu.
Mate. Oh, it is actually insane. Like, and I do know there be them fake ministries that be like, big on, big on, and the woman's all
the power of Christ compels you.
Do you know
the
what I
power
mean?
of Christ
I haven't
compels
even
you.
watched a recent one. Oh, let's call this motherfucker out. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's get the name right. Ramirez Christians would know. John Ramirez, confessed ex-Satanist, official, like as in the religion. Just remember, guys, it's a religion. All the secreted don't exist shit. I'm not doing it. When half the shit on TV these days, it's got Satan. They've got Satan's name in their mouth. Everything I watch, I'm like so shocked. Anyway, so he was an ex-Satanist. What he did a few years ago is, I mean, when Satanists can get saved, they do. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, if you can get anyone, you're gonna get someone out of there. If Jesus is gonna help anyone, so. He said he was saved. He's come out. He's exposed a lot about them. I mean, if you know the occult, you know this anyway. But he's told people who would never have known, especially Christians. We need to know this stuff. Anyway, so he started a ministry and stuff. Now he's been caught out and called out by Christians all over the place because he's doing ministries that are so blatantly set up, like so blatantly fake. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm just gonna say it. Real, like, cast demons out. In the Bible, it says you've got the Holy Spirit, you can cast the demon out because it's not you doing it, it's the name of Jesus. That's it. Authority, that's what that is. Authority. So when that does happen, it usually doesn't take much. The Holy Spirit does have to struggle to do that. It's like one of these things,
blowing out a candle. And
sometimes it can happen spontaneously. Say you're chilling with someone for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and they're mad and they're whatever. And I mean, I've actually seen it before. So it's like the Christian will snap, but it's not them, it's the Holy Spirit just saying, like, leave, get out. They're recognizing the demon in the spirit and actually asking it to leave, and it does. Doesn't take much. And the Christians usually like, what the fuck, I don't even know what possessed me to even say that.
Okay,
it's just it's a thing. It's not us, it's not a person. He's for an hour shouting and screaming in people's faces, all of this. What are you doing? Like,
I can't lie, man. That's still what they do in Africa, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These exorcist pastors.
Yeah, screaming, shouting, making a mockery of themselves.
Yeah. Sweating out, all grabbing crutches and rummaging around in there, talking about you have sexual demons.
Yeah, who was that guy who spat in his hands and went to someone in their face and something, like phlegmed in his hand and went, I said the Holy Spirit told him to do it. Don't ever. Lord Jesus, hold me back, because just like, don't ever, because this is deceivers. Like, it just says it as well in the Bible, watch out for them. But Christians, honestly, it's so easy to slip into like, that was a word. They give one word and you're like, okay, and then you start seeing things over time, or don't. Like, do you know what I mean? Christians get deceived too. But yeah, this guy is obviously like, and I'm sitting here like, you're not just a random guy who's like thought he's smart and is doing a scam. You're an ex-Satanist. You knew from the beginning what you were doing. Do you know what I mean? And I want to remind people, in the Bible, it says Satan will not just come as like a demonic, devilish character. He'll also come as an angel of light. He'll get you that way.
Sauron. Yeah. Well, do you know what? It's a serious topic.
Yeah.
Let me not throw this.
What do you catch bees? What do they say? What do you catch flies with vinegar or honey? Do you know what I mean? You're gonna get the vinegar, the honey. You got the, so it can come like that too. Lucifer was at one point, what was it? They said the most beautiful. Sorry, the most beautiful thing God created at one point.
When he spoke or when he sung, it was like the most beautiful
music.
Sound,
music, people don't know that.
Hear.
That's his thing as well. Is music, which he uses to also fuck us up. So anyway, it's one of these things. But I'm like, people be like, wake up, man. This is just like shit. Like Satan is like, just be wary, especially if they were Satanists and are now Christians. Be very wary. Very.
I gotta be honest, yeah. In terms of ethos, that is something that I've found hard. To kind of get over the forgiving aspect of how it's taken up in
because
Christianity.
people don't forget. But God forgets. That's what it's written. Like, he forgets. And it says, who are you trying to please, people or God?
It's like, okay, it's like, let's say the long list of serial killers and marauders, pedophiles, whatever you want to name them, the long list from A to Z, they all present themselves and say, listen, I'm saved.
Yes.
Jesus came to me, I'm born again, I'm Christian.
Born again. A very important phrase there.
Yeah. You've got to let me in your congregation.
Yeah.
My money that I've earned, however I've earned it, this and that, I want to donate it to the church. I want the church to do good with it.
There you go.
I want all this and that. And
you're right.
Yeah, do you take that? Do you take them? Do you forgive them? Do you?
And here's the thing, it's very funny you bring that up, because like Jews have temples. So that was the original churches, I guess. But then it's like, once after Jesus, it very clearly says in the Bible, like, the church is not a building, it's not a dwelling. You are the church. You are the temple of God. That's where that phrase comes from. You're a temple. Your body's a temple. You know, the New Agers be like, your body's a temple. You need to eat well. You need to take care of it. It comes from the Bible. It's because when you get actually saved, what happens is, I mean, I can only describe. I'm not going to describe mine, but it's like we ain't got time for that. One day, you know. But it usually happens to like the most unsuspected people. People you would never imagine ever. Like, if you meet someone who's had a relatively easy life and like blah blah and they get saved, I'm not saying it's unlikely, because everyone has the chance, I'd say, but it's like, it's usually the ones who need Jesus, need him the most, that get saved. It's the whole point. The ones that need him, who are just been through it. It's not the ones who don't. The ones who are happy and like come from
If you were the pastor, the priest, the father of a church, and an individual who is confirmed to have committed crimes against everyone, men, women, children, adolescents, they come and they present to you and say, I'm saved. Do you?
Well, you'd ask them questions, definitely. You'd ask them questions for sure. What makes you think you're saved, for one? You know what I mean? It depends on what they say. There is a thing where, very unusual thing, I would still say it's very unusual. It's like weird. It's different than gut instinct. It's like someone telling you something, honestly. It's like, but it's not. It's like weird. Can't describe it. Anyway, you know, so holy, say someone's, again, the Holy Spirit is supposed to live inside an actual born again Christian, and you come in contact with someone who also has the Spirit. It's funny, like, usually for my case, it's people who aren't even like buttoned up, and like when they say they're saved, you feel it, like, you know it, because it even says, like, you know, when Jesus went into the desert for 40 days and was like by the devil, like, for 40 days, and he had to resist him. The Holy Spirit led him to the desert.
Okay.
It was actually, and you're thinking, why would the Holy Spirit lead him to be like tormented by the devil for 40 days? Because it needed to be done. So it's very odd. Like, you can, I wouldn't say, because the Holy Spirit can't be doubted, so you have to trust it no matter what, but it can get you some tricky situations. So it's hard to tell, actually. But you ask them questions. You do. I don't really actually. I'll tell you, but I don't want to say it, because people will take it and pretend to be saved. Yeah, for sure. If I say right now what the questions I'd ask them, someone would definitely use that. I mean, actually, it's up to them. Actually, no, it's up to them. So I'd say, did you have what? Describe it. I say, describe it. Did you have any? What experience did you have?
Yeah. See, when I describe bad, it's
and if they say, like, honestly, if they say, like,
if it was Viking Jesus with the blue eye,
if they say describe him and they say, oh, he was beautiful blue eyes or something, and you're like, huh? Do you know what I mean?
That was Satan.
that was Satan. You know what I mean? That can happen. But for me personally, just very quickly, I didn't see him. What can I say? It's almost like I was taken up just for a moment. I was still sitting where I was, but it was I was going for a lot. I think you might remember the time I was going for a lot. I'd learned a lot of stuff and I was going for a lot. And yeah, it was a very unexpected thing. But the funny thing is with me, he was calling me unbeknownst for about 6 months. I was being called, I was going through things I would not watch or pay time to on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was videos of like stories of being saved, and I was just like, huh? Like, I grew up in Christian school. You'd think it was so different, it was so odd, and he kept doing things, signs and symbols and places, and I used to think, what's going on? I'd forgotten all this by the time I actually got into the point. And I said it, I called him, just called him as if he was real.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that, I can't even remember. There's even lost time where it's a bit like, huh? But I remember going out afterwards, not too long after, and you're in a bit of like, what the whoa, bruv. It was like the air was like you're breathing air for the first time, feeling the rain on your skin. It was like for the first time, and that's when I understood. I just been fucking reborn. Like, it's real. It's not. It's like insane. Because it's all based on belief. It's like that's what's going to get you. That's what it is ultimately. But it was real. Now, when that happens to you, you're still the same person. Same problems, same everything, same behaviors. You're still the same person, but you're not. It's the oddest thing. So the first thing was like I kept getting get a Bible, and I did. I was like, I'd actually know a lot of it already. Get Bible. Conviction. It's like this inner conviction. It's not guilt. It's conviction. Just pulled to things, told like, so it's like magnet, and you can be like, oh no, it always wins though. Weird thing. So it was a gradual thing. It wasn't just like I was a better person instantly. What happened spiritually is like your sins are covered, like you've been saved, guaranteed to heaven. Like that's what it is. You're reborn again. Got nothing to do with you. It's all about Jesus. That's literally it. But yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what that was. But it was a long process, so that's the answer. It wasn't just the like, even though me getting saved was like a second, it was a very long process of like weird stuff.
Yeah.
That can only be God, you know what I mean? Because it's not got no tempting element to it. There's nothing dark about it. It's like weird things. Yeah. But you would have to forgive them.
Ooh.
Long story short. Well, asking questions, discernment, have discernment, asking questions. But if you want to be forgiven, you've got to forgive them no matter what. And if they do what they're going to do, God already knows that. It's covered. I know, and people get hurt and things say he's a molester and he's in the church and start molesting kids. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But there's no accidents.
Oh, shit.
There's no accident. He is responsible for everything he does.
Yeah.
Everything. Like I was just saying, I said I won't change straight away, but even if on this podcast I sound exactly the same, like, honestly, I'm not.
No.
So, it's weird. And it's not by my own motherfucker's joke, because look at me, and I'm not perfect, like, I can't stop swearing.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
I don't know, I kind of have this wanderer.
Yeah.
Kind of I find my connection.
Yeah.
My corruption and the corrupted ways come back and sever that, and then something triggers a reconnect.
Okay.
And
to God.
Yeah.
And by the way, just as you're like, from the beginning of my life, I knew God existed.
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't understand the Jesus thing, didn't accept you. Like, I wasn't even raised that way. But what I'm saying is, definitely God had my back for in my life.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have to be saved, but I got saved at what, 28?
Yeah.
So it took all that long, and I was like, Jesus, you couldn't send me no earlier. No, weren't meant to be. Time is time. You know what I mean? But definitely God was there the whole time. So you're right on that.
I know. At 15, at 25,
yeah,
and at 28, those in those years,
yeah,
major incidents that
I shouldn't have survived. Yeah. Near-death experience is a big thing in like people's lives. You shouldn't have fucking survived, and you did. How?
Yeah.
Been preserved or something.
And I mean the experience of dying.
Yeah.
It's wow.
When you told me that originally, it struck me. I was like, wow. Because even before that, I was like, how interesting. Like, it made you really think. Like, it made me really think.
Yeah. I think, do you know what? I think really and truly, if at those points I had gotten away from people from my past, gotten away from the environments that I was thriving in sin in.
Yes.
The process maybe wouldn't be taking so long.
Yeah.
I wouldn't find myself right now battling between turning back and moving forward.
Yeah.
But this is a test of have you really learnt your lesson or not? And
yeah,
I'm just gonna have to ride with it.
Yeah.
Ride it through.
And I'm still learning. Like, I'm really bad at like relieving control.
Yeah.
Because like even that control over my behavior, what I do, like whatever, like just life in general. And you like, for me, I struggle with that really badly to the point where it can get in the way of my relationship with God.
Yeah.
Because He wants to be in control. We've got free will. We can get in the way of that.
Yeah.
And like I struggle with that even now, like for almost 3 years in, like I struggle with that all the time. And it's like, okay, so it's still a process after like, say you have an experience with God firsthand or whatever. It's still a process.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a spiritual or religious special because I'm sure the sinning bastards
the good and
listening.
the bad.
Yeah, the sinning bastards, the atheists listening to this, they're gonna tap out. They're gonna be like, "What's this Christian?
What
Christian
is this?
channel, Christian podcast, family friendly Christian podcast."
Well, we talk about everything else, so why not?
It's true. I'm all for.
Talked about that one.
I'm all for. So the next one we have here is Aaliyah, Hype Williams,
shit.
and it just says Uncle got 90 mil.
Oh man. Yeah, this is mad, guys, because it's Aaliyah. The public, I think, if you're into Aaliyah, you know who she is. Like, a lot of people have heard some things about her death recently. Yeah. One was someone put out a book, and they were like the family who was involved in a lot of her transport, and they sorted the transport that day in Bahamas, and it was the whole thing of her being drugged, given a sleeping pill. Yeah. She wasn't happy with the plane, was given a sleeping pill. They carried her onto the plane, so when it went down, she wasn't even awake. So that was confirmed as fact like maybe 2-3 years ago, I want to say, maybe less.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to say is like, this is all information that's out. So none of this is alleged. Like, this is information, I guess you can call it, I'm going to say alleged anyway.
Yeah.
But I've made connections, and just a couple of other people made the same connections, but here's the ones that I put out.
Okay.
On Twitter, guys. It was just one of those things. So yeah, Aaliyah died. Barry Hankerson, her uncle, owned Blackground, the label, still owns it, and all her masters. He just released their shit in it recently.
Yeah.
He got $90 million after her death. The reason for that is, alright, so it's Barry and Sons Inc. versus Instinct Productions. Okay, this was the Supreme Court of New York. So Barry and Sons is Blackground, and then Instinct is what would I say? The
production label.
Yeah, like they've been paid by the label to carry out, do whatever. They've taken liability, which is usually normal because they don't really expect much to go wrong. Like, it's like insurance.
Yeah.
So yeah, the city of New York awarded him $90 million for like both a liability. So hypothetically, our label, if we had an artist, say me, and I was worth a lot of money, we had a lot of things planned out for me in the next few years, and we, as a company, that's our future income, that's our future revenue. It's calculated. If I die, you can get that money. It's loss of income.
Wow.
Totally. You know what I mean? If you've got the right contracts, everything signed up, you can go to court and get that award. So that's what he did. So
an artist with a promising future that is non-compliant with the label can be murdered, or should I say, an accident may occur.
Yeah, well, you're worth more dead at a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the artists or all your favours are worth more dead. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, I wouldn't say it unless it's true. Yeah. But so that was counted as loss of income for Blackground. They got awarded it. So she was set to make $90 million. That's a lot of money, man. Non-liability was drafted 4 days before her death in the Bahamas. Obviously, I said about the sleeping pill and whatever. Security carried her on the plane. It was a cargo plane, not a normal plane.
Wow.
The pilot was done for drinking drugs.
So the pilot survived?
No, everyone died, I think.
Everyone died in the...
But they test your body as post-mortem, innit?
Okay.
So he was drunk and high. What happened? So here's a bit of background. So the family can go with her. They go with her everywhere because Hype Williams changed the video date. So he changed. Sorry guys, Hype Williams is a big director, music video director. Everyone been going since the 90s. So he changed the date. Brother and mother can go with her. Dame Dash was working, so she went out there. They filmed the music video, rocked the boat, and then this happened. So cargo plane, the pilot was also high. He was lit. So Aaliyah was like, "No, I don't want to do it." Not happy with. She was like, "What the fuck," basically. So she was like, I'm tired. I've been filming for like 20 hours. So she gets in the back of the car and she's like, I'm tired, man. I can't sleep though. So they like give her a pill and it's a sleeping pill. So she gets knocked out. Lenny Kravitz, I think she had called or told people on the phone, and Lenny Kravitz offered her a jet. Hype Williams took it.
What? Just took it?
So Lenny said to Hype, she can have my plane. Hype said, no, it's sorted. I'll take it. So he left on the private plane Lenny Kravitz had arranged. Now, some people are seeing that as, did he do that, or was it a cahoots thing, like Lenny sending his plane out to come and get Hype? So it could be both. Like, we don't know, the facts, so we have to look at it from both sides.
Was Lenny Kravitz involved in any of Rock the Boat's making, any production rights?
Not that I know of. I don't think they're related. Like, there's no. I'm guessing a friend.
Secret writer. Ghostwriter?
He must have. I mean, it's weird is that his name even came up, honestly.
It's like, what interest does he have in Aaliyah or Hype Williams?
Because Dame Dash is the one that said this about Hype taking the plane. Because everyone's like this and that, and he said, ask Hype. He took the plane. Lenny sent the plane. He took the plane. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, why would you do that? You're going to leave Aaliyah to get on the artist for one, to get on some fucking cargo plane. Like, what? It's not even meant to have people on it, but 1-2 people. Anyway, so do you know what made her want to leave the island? Because she was actually going to stay a couple more days. Someone called her. It's not been revealed who, but someone called her. People can testify on the team who was there back then, who survived, like who stayed on the island. Who also, some people have been caught up in suspicions, like who stayed. Why weren't they leaving when she was leaving? Did they know, type thing? But she was called and told that Damon was in an accident. And she's like, I've got to get out of here. He went in an accident. So she was told to abruptly, so to make her leave, innit? Give me any plane, give me anything. It turns up, she's like, fuck this. They put her to sleep. It was originally meant to be shot in Miami. And then it was moved to Bahamas like the last day by Hype Williams. Hype Williams was also directed Lisa Left Eye, the video for Lisa Left Eye when she was in Honduras, and she died on that trip. And he's alive, very much alive.
Did he get paid out for Lisa's death?
See, I need to look into that. But I do want to bring up like Hype Williams. I've always known his shit like to be sus. I just always knew. So allegedly thought he was a Freemason just because of what he puts in his videos. Do you remember the one Rihanna S&M? Illuminati Princess in the background. That's his video, for instance. If you go and look up his videos, people, if you see anything strange, just look it up. You don't need to know about the occult to know. Like, just look it up if it's weird. Checkerboard floors, all sorts of things. Like, if you know, you know. So I was like, to even see his name and like how that everyone's breaking it down, I was shocked.
Rest their soul. I think a lot of people have made their peace with having successes and wealth and riches here, and just enjoying their bath of sulfur in the eternal hell.
Yeah, man. And computers come along, they'll be like, I'm trying to escape into the matrix. I don't want God to take me and judge me. But next topic is Ice Spice sex tape.
Yeah, that nigga a munch. Oh, you thought I was feeling you? You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch.
What did Lou Duval say? He said she looked like ghetto LMA. I don't think she does, but that's what he said.
Well, this is my strong point. This is my forte.
Yeah.
When it comes to research, because I label these things as research
Right.
subjects.
Right.
I managed to get my hands on, through a secret source, I managed to get my hands on all the leaked tapes.
Yeah.
So there's one oral tape, there is
Oh,
one
wow, there's
backshot
multiple.
tape. Oh yeah, it's little clips.
Oh shit.
You know Snapchat, you know these young people, they're
I mean, I'm
putting-
surprised I ain't seen it on Twitter.
it's on Twitter, you'll see it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. And you lot know I ain't following no porn sites. So you know this is just Twitter putting it in my face for who knows what reason.
By now, this dropped about 10 days ago, so
Yeah.
now it should be on the porn sites.
Yeah.
Easily, readily available, but
So was there people them to take it down?
she ain't got
She's
no
a
people.
new artist. She can't afford
She ain't
this.
got no people to be taking it down.
She's got a label.
She's got a label.
She's got public. That means she's got a publicist. They've got a job to do.
They can't take that down.
Unless it's gonna help her.
She's got a label, but I don't think her deal is a substantial one. You know, it's most likely a 360.
Yeah.
She's got very little money
Oh,
up
for
front.
sure. For sure, 360.
Yeah, she's got very little money up front, and let's face it, she needs so much work.
Right.
She
Undeveloped.
She can't hold her voice.
That's the label
and rap.
fault. You're
Well,
meant to train your people up for at least 2 years. Give them 2 years in private, at least. At least.
Yeah, but she's not. She's like a TikTok star.
Okay.
It's like not to say TikTok, but you know,
Yeah.
the one song picks up super fast.
Yeah.
What catalog do you have behind you? Questionable. No
True.
one knows.
Come second hand,
Um,
don't it? Like in reverse. They listen to her newest shit and then go backwards.
Yeah. So it's like, what have you got?
Yeah.
What have you really got?
I don't know her music. Just gonna say that.
You thought I was feeling you?
Yeah.
That
no.
nigga much.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you didn't
Don't know
much.
who that is. No.
Don't know. Oh shit.
No.
Well, that's good. That's good and bad. It's good and bad.
That's what I mean.
Because we just.
I know she was doing ciphers at BET. That's how I was like, okay, I've seen her.
No, it
I ain't
wasn't
seen
him.
the sex tape, but just
No,
hearing
no,
about
just-
it.
The sex tape came out after the blow up.
Yeah.
this-
Okay.
That little phrase that I keep saying. You thought I was feeling you?
Yeah.
That nigga much.
But there's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
thing
yeah.
with sex tapes and award shows, how they can.
Yeah.
With that Young Gravy, that guy, that white guy, the same thing happened to him. His
Yeah.
sex tape came out. He was nobody on a label for years, and then suddenly his shit music is on the VMAs. He's got on the stage, and he's.
It's because sex sells.
Yeah.
Sex sells, and
Does.
we're not going to beat around the bush and say that rappers and female artists are
Yeah.
not some of the most beautiful women on earth.
They purposely. It's no accident.
It's not an accident. Everyone that sees, like, what you think.
I guess not all of them. Sorry, guys.
Name one.
In my opinion. Female, let's see.
What
Okay.
Susan?
Yeah,
Boyle?
like I would say Little Mix, for instance. Like, you know what I mean? There's some that I don't find appealing, like facially.
You have
Quite a lot, actually. What's that? Anne Marie. I don't think she's attractive at all.
Do you know you've hurt the tastes of hundreds of thousands of men out there that will pay probably half of their life savings or
yeah,
more
but
to
they're
get
definitely
to
not
16
like a super standard beauty, like come with the talent. It's definitely just like their talent is recognized. They definitely have an appeal, but you wouldn't call them beautiful. Not me, anyway.
Okay, maybe sexy,
Yeah,
but they.
because if you think of like Georgia Smith,
Mhm.
beautiful. You don't even have to question it, and that's what I'm saying. You don't have to question it. Then that's that. Market that's its own thing, and then you've got to question it.
I know I have.
And the
very
labels know
peculiar
this.
taste.
They ain't blind to that shit. They
Yeah,
love
they
it.
know. But you know, if you're trying to see these
That guy
clips,
Ed Sheeran's not attractive. Like, I'm thinking of people now, and it's
but those are
very
blokes.
talented. No, sorry, I'll take that back. They're very popular.
Yeah.
And
Now Ed Sheeran's talented.
not according to the courts, he's not.
Really? What? Everything.
Back in another court for Marvin Gaye. I think he's for that one. He's been taken to court now. I think he won his last one, but I think the one before that he didn't.
Who's he still from?
Bare people, old people, black people, black people.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
They try and hide it, and it's like, come on now. It's technology that can pull out a sample now. You don't even need human ears. So.
Mo Vader one. Add me on Snap. I've got it on repeat for the next week.
Okay.
For the next week, and it's not me. It's not me that's got it playing this.
Right.
It's the attack helicopter because I am not a human.
This isn't a fart, guys. It's a drink bowl.
Well, hey, we're not going to advertise it.
Ones.
Not going to advertise it, but it's good for energy.
Allegedly.
Right. Let's see what we got here. But
Full of glucose.
The Isla Fox thing, like that tape, was pretty cool. I recommend it.
Yeah.
Mo Snub with 3 M's on Snap. You'll find me.
Okay.
Bald guy. bald guy with hair on the sides and an alien t-shirt and some shorts and Jordans on.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what my emoji looks
Oh,
like.
the avatar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bald fat guy. Lovely. Right. We're going back into the world of murders and, well, not conspiracies because it seems to be a pattern, but Kevin Spacey.
Oh,
you know he's been under fire. He's been under fire for some touchy-feely he shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. So many it's hard to count.
Yeah.
He's in court right now, I think, for it. One of them at least, or a few of them. Yeah.
But they're all coming up dead, aren't they? Like the witnesses and the people. Is it the witnesses or is it the accusers?
Accusers. These were accusers. About 5 of them are dead.
5
After the accusations were made, they're dead.
So they can't come to court no more. Like that's.
And he put out that weird video after he was first accused.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still up, but it was him sitting by a fireplace and him turning and going, "If someone's done horrible to you," and going into all this thing of vengeance and kill them with kindness, weird as fuck, like scary as fuck.
He triggered,
No, I'm serious.
he
Like
triggered,
creepy.
He triggered the MK Ultra, and
Go and get him.
yeah, they're like
That was the kill switch. You know what I mean?
Allegedly, of course.
Yeah, but the 5 of them. That's not how many. Same with the Clintons. Everyone that has something to say about him ends up dead. Like that's not accident. Do you know what I mean? They are not God's favourite people. Striking them down left and right. Do you know what I mean? That's man doing that. That's coordinated affairs, allegedly.
Witness tampering.
You know? But Kevin Spacey is brought out by that guy in Star Trek who said when he was 14, Kevin tried to do him. Yeah.
What, like 14 years old, he tried to fuck him?
Yeah. Do it in a plane. There was a kid actor in the plane. This was the Sony's. I don't know. Things are different in these time periods, but he was like allowed to go over there and on his own, and yeah, Kevin tried to smash it.
Yeah.
Didn't luckily, but then things changed for the kid. Like I was shocked.
That's the parents' fault.
Yeah.
Don't protect your children from the truth whilst exposing them to danger.
Thank you. Like, what's that about?
Because if you're going to continue keeping children naive and not teaching them the truth of the world, then for God's sake, be protective of your children.
Yeah.
Don't dump them pillar to post. Don't leave them unattended in front of TVs, in front of laptops.
Can I go over to so-so house? You never even know who so-so is or who their parents are, where they live. Like, oh yeah,
they're all right.
The fuck?
You know. It's ignorant. It's naive. It's stupid. It's careless.
Just stupid. It's criminal, man.
Absolutely careless.
You know, but yeah, he's just one of them ones. But yeah, he's also besties with Charles, which is just something I'm gonna throw out there. He was knighted by him. Here, he's part of Charles's campaign for the World Economic Forum, that great research shit. Yeah. So,
is Kevin Spacey even British?
No.
Oh wow, that's an honorary knighthood.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how many Americans? I mean, I don't know actually, but not many. I can imagine.
They shouldn't even really be eligible.
Do you know what I mean? How do you become a lord and you're like an American?
Yeah.
Ain't you meant to hate them? I mean, I guess they're modern allies, but very backwards.
There's supposed to be some friction there. Shouldn't be.
Some at least. Like they used to hate. I mean, that was the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Not
if you ask the Masons, mate. But but next topic is Blueface and I always mess up her name.
Christian
Rock sex tape.
Ooh, it's another good sex tape. I
was blighted by it unsuspectedly on Twitter once again.
Wait, which one did you see? Because
the one where it's daytime and it looks like mashed potatoes
coming out
because he's just inseminating her.
Yes.
You know, in front of the live. I don't know what it was on. It looks like Instagram Live because it's a like long. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you lot? I'm twisted. Like, why?
Because
why?
It gets the publicity. It gets shit going.
Yeah.
And Christian Rock must have some serious daddy issues because just last month, Blueface knocked her dad out in public
on video.
He touched the tarmac. He was licking concrete, sniffing it.
Well, same, but Blueface was doing videos about she hits me, she beats me, why is she doing this and that? It's like they both are fucked. Like serious issues.
It's young love.
Fighting and fucking. Good old fighting and fucking.
But yeah, man, if you're trying to catch that sex tape, obviously find out how to add me on Snap. I mean, not add me. Add the
that shit looked like it was circulating like no one's business.
Yeah. Oh, it's not the only one.
Oh, they did more.
Yeah, there's a 26-second clip, which is the one you're referring to.
All right.
There's a 46-second clip where it's like nighttime and it's just her face and it's like, Daddy, can I get a whore? A whore. And then I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more where she's getting some back shots. And then there's another one in a different position, back shots, but with like bright light on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but filth and skin business is my domain.
Yeah, people, they don't give a fuck these days, man.
No, they don't.
Back in the day, you'd even do a slight thing wrong, your label's dropping you.
Yeah.
Dropped.
Look at Talisa. If Talisa had been sucking dick and doing all sorts right now today, she would blow sky high.
Thank you. What about Shola Amma back in the day?
Yeah.
And that was all alleged. Shout out to Shola.
Yeah, man.
Actually, I didn't last week I spoke to her. She's so like, I'll just say she's one of the nicest people. But yeah, like that was a big thing here.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not even going to go into it because it's been gone into. But like, yeah, you would have been dropped. Any slight thing, man.
The degradation of society is here. Babylon is upon us.
Yeah.
Try to get saved. Don't.
Get saved.
I don't know. You
Just
know,
try something new.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Oh shit. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Whitney didn't commit suicide.
Oh Lord.
Bobby Christina didn't commit suicide.
Oh God.
And Bobby Brown's son was found dead in Bobby Brown's wife's apartment.
Oh yeah.
So who's getting paid out of all of these deaths? These deaths, sorry. Is it Bobby Brown's wife?
Do you know what? It's such a web. Actually, now I'm thinking of it. I mean, it's coming together again in my head. So, Bobby Brown's sisters, one of them's called Leola, and Tight. She used to look like, you know, we live together, don't we? Like family members, and you know, look, she used to live at one point with them, like in the house, and her cousins and stuff. And when Bobby Christine was little, like family help out and that, and so she was around for a lot of the times to firsthand to get me. Her and Whitney Tight. She said, this ain't even allegedly. She said she's not alleged. So, upon the viewing of Whitney's body following her death in the hotel that she was in for 2 weeks at that time, Clive Davis had done the Grammy party below.
Yeah.
When she died, he continued the Grammy party. Most people are familiar with that story. Earlier that night, she had come downstairs, sang with, I think, Faith Evans, give Brandy a note, which Brandy's never revealed what that note's about.
Ooh.
We have to also remember at the time Whitney was going with Ray J.
Oh shit! Yeah.
She was going with Ray J, and so this is what Leola says. I'm going to skip to the body. So the body, they went to see it mash up. Skin ripped off her back. Face cracked and like big, bloated. All her fingernails are fucked. Scratches down, just like big bruises. Her's fucked. They said they've never seen, like, she said she was on her way to the viewing, Leola specifically, and her phone rings and it's one of their cousins, and she's screaming down the phone because she's just seen the body, and she's like, what happened to fucking Whitney? Like, here's a story that everyone publicly knows, is that Whitney died from an overdose in a bathtub. Yeah. No overdose because no drugs was found in Whitney's system, so that's a lie. Leo said that's just a straight lie. That's just what's been ran with. She said she don't even know where it even came from. Maybe assumptions because she's dealt with drugs. But do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's what everyone thinks. And then if we take it back to that night, or that week, she said that week, Whitney's brother and his wife, Pat Houston. Now, these are two of the ones doing the hologram and shit right now.
Okay.
These are the ones who are doing documentaries on Netflix and...
Yeah. Okay.
Clive Davis is the one re-releasing their albums and putting things out and so on. So let's remember what we said about artists earlier. And money. Yeah. So what Leola's saying is that we're getting calls from like family or younger family saying, why are they acting so weird? Firstly, the brother and Pat, why they're around so much, why they're in and out, why they so like controlling over Whitney right now. Like, this week, and they were like, Whitney's not asking him to leave or nothing, but they're doing weird things. And Leola's like, okay. So I'm going to skip forward quickly to a situation after Bobby Christina died. Now, Bobby Christina allegedly went the same way as Whitney, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, I don't know how that went twice, how they got away with copy and pasting that, and no one's saying, huh? The odds aren't even, I don't think it's possible. I mean, it's very, very, very rare.
If I remember most people's reactions, it was,
they made it up in their heads, like, in the same way. Okay. Made up in people's heads.
Yeah.
So,
they romanticized it.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you the way Leola says Bobby Christina died. Bobby Christina had a guy, Nick Knight.
Yeah.
Nick Knight allegedly, according to Leola, he kicked the fuck out of her one day, beat her bloody, knocked the teeth out her mouth, like threw her all over the place, put her in a bathtub, and shot her up with something. Literally. So she was found beaten and bloody, just like Whitney was, except I think let me say, it wasn't like heroin or anything, but it was like a toxin. Okay. So there was one time during the aftermath, couple of weeks of Bobby Christina died, the whole family, the Browns, the Houstons, they're there. They all call Nick at the same time, like they call him. And Leola and a couple like whatever are asking him questions or just whatever. He's going, I already know, and he's losing it, right? And he goes to them, I ain't going down for Pat. I saved Pat with Whitney.
Oh shit.
I saved Pat with Whitney. I ain't going down for this. Basically saying he fucking killed Whitney Houston.
Under Pat's instruction.
Under Pat Houston's instruction. Now, there's a long history of Pat Houston and Whitney not really getting on. Like, even the fans say, Pat Houston hated Whitney. Hated her. So why is she running her shit now? Do you know what I mean? How did they even do that? I'm gonna get into my suspicions later with that. But like, so yeah, I ain't going down. Like, do you know what I mean? He ends up dead, didn't he? He died.
Did he?
Yeah, not long after that. Did Pat say,
She didn't say nothing.
You gone.
You going to meet Jamaica.
You gone. Like it's a death spirit sweeping through the Browns and Houston family, you know, and all of this. So like that's what Leola's saying. And then she's also saying, Clive, there's possibility obviously like that she knows of things that happened. She's like on YouTube actually talking about it now, coming up, and she's saying like, well, obviously Clive and Pat. How is she running? How has she got her rights? The brother as well, and the brother. Let's not forget her blood. One of Whitney's brothers, I think it's Michael. How are they running the business? She was on Oprah talking about, I'm Whitney's manager. How are you Whitney's manager? You've never been Whitney's manager. Like, how are they doing this? How about it's not the mum doing it? The sissy's not involved. Like, she ain't running this shit. She's an old woman. It's Pat Houston and the brother. The books, the documentary, everything right now, you know what I mean? Accusing her of being a lesbian and all of this.
Scheming succubus, allegedly.
Yeah, just all for profit, obviously. So yeah, apparently Whitney was killed, and so was Bobby Christina by Pat Houston.
Right. Where does Bobby Brown's son tie into this though? Yeah,
so Bobby Brown is married to, I can't remember her name, shit. So anyway, for a very long time. But she is running Bobby Christina's foundation.
Okay.
Without Bobby Brown's name on it. It's like her and her dad.
Really?
Yeah. And Leola's like, she never knew money. It's like, what are you running her foundation? Like, she's like, there's no curriculum, there's no nothing. It's like a shell company for like money or something. It's like dodgy. Yeah. You ring up the phone, she said it's some man, he's half asleep. Do you know what I mean?
His job is literally just to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Make it seem like something's going on here, but really
it's not.
Yeah. But I know, it's a pretty common thing that wealthy and people that have sources of income are untoward to put them into trusts.
Yeah.
Because a trust is not regulated. You don't have to declare anything. Yeah. It's
true.
It's luxury money. It's pocket money unaccounted for.
Let's not forget, how many years it was going that Bobby Brown got Winnie on drugs. Yeah. It's been confirmed now for years. Don't know if everybody knows, but it was Michael who got Winnie on drugs.
Oh.
It was her brother who was on drugs and got Whitney on drugs. Bobby Brown wasn't doing drugs when he met Whitney. In other words, Whitney got Bobby on drugs, most likely.
Oh.
And his family, I'm not going to say I'm always going off of how people see him, but I would say they're not from the gutter. Clean family, if you know what I mean.
He wasn't coming from the other side of 8 Mile.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Respectfully, of course.
But yeah, really quickly, the son was apparently kicked out by the wife, was homeless in Atlanta, in LA, he's from Atlanta. He called Leola, his auntie, and said blah, 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 and she's sent her friend to go get him. She got him, put him in a room, everything, stay with me. And what happened was he went out, and then Leola spoke to Leola, but then he was found dead. And he was found dead from an overdose. According to her, he's clean, he's never done drugs in his life. Found dead from an overdose in a property in LA that happened to be owned independently by Bobby Brown's wife. He now has no remaining kids other than her kids with him.
This is the script of Game of Thrones.
And Bobby Brown's so fucked up. The sister's we just don't hear from him now recently because it's just the wife. But he's so fucked up. From Whitney, from Bobby Christina, now he's son.
Oh shit! So
you can do anything. Yeah.
Except for his children from his latest marriage.
Yeah. So you can do anything to anyone who's been through that much.
Yeah, no.
Especially if you look after them and.
Yeah, you tap out. Out. It's like in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
In the Two Towers, the Wormtongue, when he's always whispering in King Theoden's ear, and he's like, Gandalf the Grey, he's an enemy.
Kill him. Shit. It's so bad, but yeah, it comes out, don't it? All the shit always comes out eventually. It's just taking a long time, man.
Yeah.
I know, it's a crap note I did try and find some good news, guys, to have some good news in today's show. Good luck finding any good news online.
There's no good news. Inflation is going up, the pound is going down.
Yeah.
The gas pipe is still going to get switched off. China's in ruins, then disappearing money and all sorts. They're disappearing people. I think the only thing I haven't heard anything coming from Oceania and Australia.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's from COVID though. They're still in all that shit.
Are they?
That grip of authoritarian issues.
Yeah.
Out there.
They haven't let it go.
Human rights shit, I'd say.
Yeah. They have not let it go.
They're not really letting up.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's true because they're a massive continent that is actually an island.
That's a prison, mate.
It's a prison island.
Still.
To this day, the prison island of Australia.
Imagine if they see all people, they know the heritage of majority of citizens, and they're like, you motherfuckers are descended from our criminals that escaped.
Yeah.
We own you.
Rapists, thieves, fraudsters, murderers, marauders. What else have we got?
Scallywags and ragamuffins.
Undesirables. And it's ironic how they are the most picky about what comes into their country. You can't bring this seed in.
I know.
It will destroy our ecosystem.
The amount of airport shows they've been able to get out of their tight rule on that country is crazy.
Yeah.
I heard their wages are good though. That's all I know about Australia. The wages are good.
Crime pays.
Crime pays. But anyway, guys, we are going to go to an ad, so we'll catch you in a sec.
This episode is sponsored by Anchor, the free creation tool that allows you to edit and record your podcast from your phone or computer. Get your podcasts into all your favorite digital retailers. You can make money from your podcasts with no minimum listenership. Everything you need is in one place to start a podcast. Download the app now or visit anchor.fm to get started.
Here at Vexxed Uncensored, we strive to be our best selves, whatever that means for us. So we couldn't be happier to partner up with medical tourism company Pure Ada. They provide a variety of healthcare services, from everything including eye care, gastric band surgery, stem cell therapy, hair transplants, and a wide range of specialist treatments, all taken care of in the best clinics and hospitals Turkey has to offer. They have many insurance options to find the best fit for you, and to find out more, either contact us on social media or head over to pureada.co.
Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Saint.
And me, Mo Vader.
And we have reached the second part of the portion, my personal favourite part of the portion.
Yes.
Part of the portion. Anyway, it's the Vexxed segment where we vent out our frustrations and slew people. I mean, we slew people, don't we?
Yeah.
They get slewed.
Yeah, man.
Can't help it.
I mean, to be fair with you, for the piece of cussing and downright defamation I want to do, there's some totem poles that I don't touch.
Oh, very much so. Like, it could be way worse. For sure. Mm-hmm. So, guys, be good. Be, you know, we're showing mercy, actually.
Yeah,
I know that's shocking.
Stop throwing stones and hiding your hand.
Yeah. Do you find giving your Vex moment on the show, and do you find it helps you not give Vex moments in real life? Or does it just spur it on?
It helps me to put it out there,
right,
and not feel like I'm harbouring ill will.
Yeah. Like,
I want to cuss about something that recently happened.
It's actually mainly constructive.
It is.
Oh, other than that, fuck Marie, but I mean, she deserved that.
Hey, fuck Marie.
Do you know what I mean?
Listen, fuck Marie, fuck Debbie, yeah? All of them, fuck the both of them, Debbie and Marie, fuck them.
There you go. So it's like, we have our moments, but that's the point. Guess that's the point.
No, I'll be screaming fuck Debbie and Marie forever.
To the grave.
Yeah. Because at every workplace, you have that one person that gets on your
You have a Marie
tits.
and a Debbie, like, always. There's always at least one. Mm-hmm. Antichrist spirit,
Shelob,
you know, in the environment, and they go hate you no matter what you do.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, so by them. But yes, who's going first this week?
Do you know what? You go first. I'm going to mould over what I'm going to go with this week.
Yeah. So since, I mean, as usual, since, I mean, we've talked about racism the whole show. Yeah. So yeah, I was just saying in the break that I have an issue, firstly, with zebra crossings.
Yeah.
Firstly, I think it's archaic. I think it's ridiculous. Just put lights everywhere. Like, make the cars stop at the end of the day, because they're not stopping. They're not stopping. Okay, at least with me, they're not. What? Okay, I'm gonna say in certain areas they're not stopping.
Yeah.
Okay, and
is it the niggas?
No, it's white people.
Is it?
Yeah, always black people stop for me every time. Let me just say that, and I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually when the black people's, I'm going to be honest, usually when the black person, I know there's been a lot, we talk about a lot of negativity from both sides, but usually when the black person that I don't know sees me is in a position of like, somewhere, they usually have my back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the culture.
Because they recognise, they see themselves as somewhere. They like, some people be like, what are you? And then usually it's black people who know exactly what I am. Some don't, but you know, majority wise. But yeah, it's mainly white people, and I can't, let me know, people, even privately, if this happens to you. Okay? Because it's like you're meant to stop. It's like, I don't know, even I'm not a driver, but it's hard in the brain of like zebra crossings. I know there's nothing to physically stop anyone, but like you have to stop. Yeah. Like, it's known for children, the elderly, like the same way you treat an elderly or a child on that zebra crossing, treat any human being. It's just what it is. So when you stand up and walk up to it, this ain't a place where I'm pushing a button and waiting. As soon as I walk up, it's meant to be a fast, like, get across to the point. And cars just think they can continue on, and it's like yeah, you know what I mean? Other times I walk up just as anyone else everyone stops. Do you know what I mean? And I'll say usually, actually, and I'm going to compliment drivers, usually, like, you know, when you're going and there's a means for them to, like, you're waiting, and there's a means for them to slow down so you can get across. Happens to me all the time. Yeah. Like, all the time. I can't say I'm all like a dickhead. Like, I'm not. I'm across everywhere. Yeah. A bit harder to do than when I lived in the Middle Eastern country I lived in. Yeah. You know, like their traffic is crazy. Like, you get killed. Like, you're gonna get hit if you're not careful. Anyway, Yeah, that's my Vex segment. I do have another one. I'm having an amnesiac right now. I can't remember what that is.
For it.
I just can't remember.
It's gone.
Yeah, have I said it already? Or I haven't said it already, have I?
Okay.
You might do yours, I might remember. So
Okay.
yeah.
So
I was so impassioned in that original one.
oh shit. If I say my Vex segment,
Yeah.
I'm compromising.
It's law to say your Vex.
It's law. I know it's
I'm trying
law.
to dig my luck. Like,
Oh my god, I'm compromising some things going on in my private life, in my personal life.
okay. Well, you know we can bleep and also reverse name. We can do anything.
No, but you know how Thanos has got to collect the five infinity jewels.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I talk the infinity jewels, man.
Okay.
Shit. No. I can't.
Have you got another one? Maybe.
I can't.
Unless
I've
what do you call it?
I've got another one. Let me think real quick.
Yeah.
What vexes me is the fear of dealing with truth.
The fear of dealing. Okay, yeah.
So the blunt, neutral, unbiased truth. Keep your emotions and your perspectives out of things and just deal with the truth. So with the statement given by Chris Cabba's family about they just put out the facts. They didn't put out
legalistics.
Yeah, they didn't put out the you know, he had made 3 or 4 stops. They were suspicious. They were worried. He stopped off at a gun salesman's house and then he came. Like, no. The truth is, you followed him for about 7 minutes. Yeah. And as soon as he parked up, you popped him.
Right. From an ARV that was already there waiting as well.
Yeah. That sounds like a honey trap to me. But anyway. We move. Then, as well, what vexes me is that the community is scared to lose, and the community has no drive to win or gain some leverage.
Yeah.
Without a unified front and stance on XYZ, and being willing to lose to gain.
It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, no one is willing to lose their comforts for the sake of knowing that your teenage child is not going to get dumped in the back of a van and strip searched by big old adults that don't give a fuck about them. That their dignity is not gonna their dignity is gonna be infringed upon.
Right.
That your child on the way home, whether they've done wrong or not, could be pinned on the ground.
Yep.
Searched all over the place with 5-6 officers.
Yeah.
Community members pulling out their phones to record.
Yeah.
Saying that, it's for your safety, it's for my safety. But
and parents are having to take innocence from their kids to wise them up and to prepare them.
Yeah.
They're having to break them in to get them ready. Because you have to get ready these days. You always have to be honest.
And the sadness of that catch-22 is that if you get them ready, but then you don't get them ready as well, your child is going to walk naively into one of these racial traps.
That's the thing. They can't even defend themselves rightfully. So it's like, you're right. You have to. They clue them up, but it's not like defend. It's like, but you can't defend yourself. So this is how you got to move and So it's like.
A couple of months ago, I did something wrong. I was driving and I did something wrong.
Right.
And in my wrongdoing, I was followed by an unmarked car for, let's say, less than 5 minutes, but more than 3 minutes.
Okay.
When I reached my destination, I carelessly parked the car. It was kind of still hanging out in the road. Yeah. But I knew that all I needed to do was grab a bag of nuggets from the freezer from that location, get back in the car and go home. Mm-hmm. So the officers in that unmarked car with no lights zoom up, make sure that they block my car in. Can we have word? Was you driving this car? Who was driving this car? I'm like, you're aggressive. So I'm blankly
Straight
looking.
away.
Yeah, I'm blankly looking at them. I didn't say much. I didn't say anything.
Right.
They go through their process of asking, are you the owner of this car? Is it insured? Is it da-da-da-da?
Right.
I ain't got shit. I'm not the owner of the car. However, I'm insured on the car.
Right.
They said, can we search the car? I said, no problem.
Yeah.
The first comment that this officer makes.
And what colour were these?
Would it be fair to bring their colour into it if their office? Their
Probably not fair, but I want to know.
You want to know?
For sure.
I'm not going to let I'm not going to let the listeners know.
Okay.
Because I don't want them to go and
right
play into stereotypes of prejudice. Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
So
okay.
The one that took the forefront of the aggression is the.
Of course. What did I say earlier about dirty work?
Yeah. They always do it. Always do it.
Attack dog.
Yeah, but I could tell that he was like either the higher ranking officer, or he just thought, oh, this is one that. Yeah. Because of hierarchy in the locker room.
You saying either the same as them or as close as you can get?
Less. Because they actually walk, no offense to them, but they walk around with this idea that so long as we're not niggers, we're not niggers. Right. We're not the blacks. Right. And excuse me, listeners, I know the N-word's getting thrown around out there.
Well, this is a black podcast, bitches. If you don't know that already,
it's a term of endearment that we use.
It's a mind your business term. Is what it is. It's a mind your business.
There you go.
Analysts. Yeah. So I'm not even going to explain because no.
Yeah.
This should be known already.
And with the way that he was so aggressive.
Yeah.
But I kept myself so centered and so.
Yeah.
Well, I've done wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever reasons that I've done wrong. Whether you want to impound the car and take it,
yeah,
or whether you want to give me a ticket, right, you're gonna do what you want to do.
They're gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, because he was pushing and asking me for a reason. So explain your behavior, like validate your behavior.
Yeah,
and I don't need to validate my behavior.
You need probable cause to even question.
Yeah, you didn't put your blue lights on, so there was no reason for me to stop and pull over.
Yeah,
I'm going about my business.
Thank you.
You thought you were gonna follow me,
yeah,
to some kind of crime, to a hand to this and that.
Yeah.
No, you followed me to a location where I picked up a bag of nuggets that you saw in my hands.
Yeah. And
then once you finished pushing, at the end I told him, I said, listen, I've got the shits.
Right.
I quickly needed to go get my nuggets that I'm going to eat when I go home.
You know what I mean?
Because I bought them throughout the day. And
they're unfreezing, they're defrosting.
Yeah, and he's got the cheek to be saying you shouldn't be eating that if you got the runs. I'm like,
you shouldn't be pulling me over. So which we're gonna start with?
Yeah. What? Have you never had the shits and got hungry? Do you know how that shit drains you out? Yeah. Diarrhea can kill.
Oh yeah, from about side experience. Yeah, I hate. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, he's like, you need to. And then he started looking at the car like. That bumper's looking.
What can I do? What can I get?
Yeah, fishing. Even said, "Oh, your car smells nice," expecting it to smell of weed or smell dirty or be nasty.
How dare you?
Yeah, imagine.
How dare
the very cheek.
Honestly,
the very cheek. So, to end it all off.
Yeah.
People, you see these officers, stop running your mouth to them and stop conversating with them. Stop like getting in your feelings.
That's it.
Stop trying to impose your perspectives.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, because do you know what? I follow someone on Instagram, yeah, and they're from like South America. They're from here, but South America. Okay. You know, the I'm gonna say a phenotype you wouldn't often get here.
Yeah.
The more native looking, I want to say, like.
Yeah.
You see them people like that from in LA.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Not in London. But anyway, bruv, I've seen them on their story get stopped like at least 10 times by police, bruv. These people are like clean eating fucking personal trainers. Like, what the fuck? They do nothing wrong type of thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can tell. What? Because they've got a hoodie on or something. And it's because they've got a look. They're not black, but they've got a look that honestly, and I think it's a lot to do with television. not just black people, but like South American or maybe perhaps Mexican, Puerto Rican, like on CSI, on anything, the tattoos, the handcuffs, everyone's MS-13. So when you see like what's not often expected over here when it comes to genetics and some races, if your only perspective of them is like crime, and that's all you're consuming. Now I've seen this person get stopped like 10 times in the last year, and the officer always white or Asian as well. And actually I saw a black plainclothes officer actually stop them as well.
Wow.
Find nothing every time, and I'm like, to the point like, fucking I'll report it. Like actually call a meeting, go to them and
it's harassment.
Say what
they'll never get that meeting. They'll never get that meeting.
Right.
And the only way that they can really see what's going on is change your car. Because sometimes
bike, do they drive?
They drive bike, motorbike.
No, bike.
Bicycle. Fuck off. They're getting stopped on the bicycle to be asked, what are you
Sometimes
doing?
walking. And they were like, one time it happened, the officer's reason was, he was looking at our car and we thought that was suspicious. Not even to look at the police car. Come on now. So it's like, wow.
You know what? I will admit that one of my driving etiquettes is when I spot a police car, I don't look their way.
Do you know what I do when I see police? And take note, because I don't know where I got this from. Probably the way I was brought up. But when you see a police car, look directly at them and like, be glad. No, like in your face. Be glad. Be looking at the shop windows across the street.
Yeah.
Don't hide your face. Don't look away. Don't look down. Don't do none of that. Honestly, just like, like, oh.
Yeah.
Because that's what white people do.
Yeah.
Oh. Because they do not fear them. They've got no reason to. So I just follow suit. Doesn't matter if I'm dark eye in the tan or if I'm pale because it's winter. Doesn't matter. It's always worked.
Yeah.
Always worked. Other times, other situations, it's like, when you go through a train station or the line in like a tunnel, like any, and I'm like, I changed my body language. Like,
nah, I can't risk doing that.
Just for that moment.
Whenever I've smiled or been borderline friendly at them, they seem to think I'm taking the piss. And they pull me over. They pull me to search me.
Yeah, I never talk to him or speak to him. Yeah. And I wouldn't say this now, but I was definitely raised not to even talk to the police or associate with the police at all. Period. I had to unwash my brain from that to just make my own decisions on how I feel about things because it was a law, like almost. So even today, like I will never for any reason talk to a police officer.
Okay.
Unless it's, I guess, supremely necessary.
Yeah.
But I definitely know how to. They want to see an abiding citizen. They will pull up anything. So if you're falling in line, they're seeing you're making even effort, maybe slightly, not in a fake cover-up way, but in just a mild, like, good citizen is like, weirdly, like, they're trained to pick up on everything, body language. Got to remember, these people are, like, trained. There's so many different things.
Yeah.
Bleep this name. Do you remember? She was a police officer. So she don't give a fuck. So she was telling us all they're kind of so much training they go through, and it's like not all long course, but it's like short, blunt. Can you imagine? So they're trained. So I don't know where more, but tips, man.
Yeah, man. At the end of it all, the one that was the officer that was real aggressive was like, do you know what, we officers, when we talk to people, we have a shit test. And you, mate, failed the shit test.
The fuck is a shit test?
So a shit test is if you're standoffish or you're non-compliant or you don't make it easy for them to snare you in either committing or admitting.
You have to submit.
Yeah. I did not. I stayed planted. My driver's license is here. My insurance documents is here on my phone.
Right.
What else do you want, sir? And then I didn't answer where you going and where you coming from.
No, it's not your business.
No, it's not.
You're a private citizen.
Exactly. I ain't selling no drugs. I ain't selling no ass.
Protected allegedly by the law.
Allegedly.
You know?
I ain't protected by no law. I've been battered by the police. When I was like 15 or 14, they threw me in the back of a bully van.
Oh, it's funny, my dad brought that up last week. He's like, I remember back then they fucking did it wrong, he didn't even do nothing like that. Shut up. Fuck's sake.
Battered me in the back of a bully van, dumped me back out onto the street.
Yeah.
So And that was never reported.
Fuckers. No,
Never reported.
No.
Why would I report it?
We don't do it.
Oh, man.
You take it on the chin, I guess, and you keep it pushing.
Do you know what?
I got once fucked up by a police officer because I fucking fought back. This motherfucker had. I'm gonna say it. Yeah, he had his forearm on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
Then trying to put his knee on my back, and at one point, I'm a very calm person, but what I did is I lost it because I was saying let go. I asked it 3 times. On the 3rd time, what I did is went back. This has all been dealt with, guys, and actually statute of limitations too. So I went back and I used my left hand, and you know when you're like, I like went into his thigh and gripped, and really I was gripping into his thigh to the point where he's screaming, "Let go of me! Get off me! Get off me!" So he had to because he's screaming, and then a woman police officer come mace me in my eyes. Fucking got to try that, just and once you got that, like, what, you gonna swing to fucking air? You gotta let them do whatever, and they dragged me to the fucking and I've seen them do other things to other family members first hand, like real talk. So it's funny, I was raised to not trust them or talk to them, and also have like back up in experience.
There's reasons to. Just because they're called police officers doesn't mean that they're not corrupt people with their own problems. They come into work having a shit day. They're like, all right, I'm gonna fuck someone's life up today. Yeah,
like, fuck knows who they are. What do you know? How much how easy you can be a police officer? Like, it's so easy.
You don't even actually have to be able to read or write.
They don't even do, like, honestly much.
Yeah.
By the way,
statute of limitations is up on this one, so I can actually talk about it in detail.
Literally.
Okay,
it was a setup.
I didn't do it. Summer of 2006 or 2007. Right, there's a little school fight happening. I had acquired some bear claw knuckle dusters.
I remember them. I like them.
Good fun. So there was someone storming their way towards me, and I told them to stop. I had them on my hand. I told them stop. I had my hand out. And then as they got towards me as if they were going to ignore me and walk past me to go and fight someone that I was trying to prevent them from fighting, I closed my fist. They walked into the knuckle dusters. Technically, they punched themselves. I didn't swing or put any force into it. They walked into it.
Morons.
So after which, something told me, got rid of the knuckle dusters and I took a jog. I took a jog.
Did you bury them?
I didn't bury them. I didn't bury them. Burying them, they would have ended up getting found because lo and behold, when I took off, I made it maybe less than a mile. Jogging. Bully van came, pulled me over. 2 female officers. An Asian one and a white one. They searched me first. The Asian one's like, "Oh, you're so sweaty and dirty and smelly." I kept my mouth shut.
The fuck?
Yeah, I kept my mouth shut because by this time I had already been beaten up by police. So I knew that
what to expect.
Yeah, I knew to at least keep my mouth shut. Try not to wind them up. Because I don't get the privilege that the white kids get. Because when I used to hear my white friends give it to police. Ooh. Anyway, I'm sitting in the back of the bully van. They say, where's the knuckle dusters? Where are they? What weapon did you use? And then one of them goes and searches. So I'm sitting in the back of there for like 45 minutes. They're searching along everywhere.
The bushes, everything.
Right up to where the incident had happened. They didn't find anything. And they had to let me out. And then once they let me out, I went back towards where the fight was because I'm now free of any wrongdoing.
Right.
But the abuse,
back to business.
The abuse that they were giving me in the back of that bully van, it wasn't physical. So sticks and stones, I can't complain. Well done to you bitches. They're
trying to get you to do something when they do that.
Yeah, they're trying to get
go,
you to
and then they've got reason.
Me, nope.
Yeah.
Not gonna fall for that one. But yeah, that could have been what, 5-6 years. Just stupidly like that.
Yeah. Oh, do you know how I got away with doing that to police? Because I was the one covered in bruises. That was fucking like, do you know what I mean? And I admitted to what I did. I never lied. I said, yes, I did do that.
Yeah.
When you don't lie, like, do you know what I mean? And they couldn't, I can't argue with that. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, the fuck.
That's true.
Yeah, because they'd be lying, by the way. And it's funny because I just gave it to the, was it? The one at the desk.
Yeah, the
first come
sergeant
in.
custody charge.
Yeah, that was because I was living and I looked at him and I said, you don't even know like what they've just done. Do you know what I mean? How they've done it and so on. And he was just stood there, the one who did, well, the main one just stood there. Nothing to say. Because when they know they've done it and why they've done it, they can't even say, like when they know in their brains. Do you know what I mean? And usually people aren't like that. They're quiet when they get like, or they're belligerent.
Yeah.
I was calm, I was collected, because in the van I wisened up just to change body language.
Yeah.
And I went in like a intelligent person.
Yeah.
And then I behaved myself for the whole time.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Do not lose your shit because you're emotionally
they're shocked,
riled up.
especially if you're a person of colour, they're shocked when you behave yourself.
Yeah.
Because they agitate us.
Yeah.
And to the point where like the lieutenant, actually I'm going to tell all the business I can now, but the lieutenant come in and was so interested because of my behaviour and the situation that I was allegedly a part of.
Yeah.
She was intrigued. So she come in herself and sat in front of me and spoke to me personally. My lawyer sitting there, he didn't even get a chance to speak. Nah.
Really?
I was like, because he'd come in and told me some vital information and I was able to share it with the lieutenant. And once I found out, I was like so livid by that, but in a calm, angry, concise way. And to the point where she was going, okay. So then asking questions about how could you distance yourself from them? Yeah. Because, you know what I mean? If I would have, you fucking racist,
That wouldn't work, yeah. No, it would not work.
So I only needed that one experience to just like be like, okay. And it had nothing to do, it was more about reaction. Because when you go, you don't expect, but when you do things and you see responses, you're like, go. Yeah. Fuckers. But anyway, not all of you.
Some of you did. Was you able to remember your second Vexxed in that time?
Actually, I actually did. So, the Aretha Franklin thing, yeah. For me, it's like when, because in the break I was talking to you about, you know, how it used to be quite underground. It had to be underground, like the fight against racism, or even at least fighting for your rights was underground. Yeah. And then, like, I was thinking about Aretha Franklin. So if you're doing something to protect you and your kids and your family and all your, like, everyone you most likely know, like, everyone grows up exclusively with their own race and stuff, I know that, but like if that's the case, and you try and do something about it, even just in a medium way, not even crazy or aggressive, if the establishment will secretly like monitor you, like Aretha Franklin had no real association personally in anything. She was just at events and did things. She was this black singer and prominent. Of course she supported being black and like, but she never was involved in nothing, if you know what I mean. So is it fair that as soon as you can even think about it, they're already monitoring you? They're already monitoring you.
No, it's not fair, and it goes against everything that they say are civil liberties and human rights. But let's be honest. Realistically, the rules that are put in place for general population are not the same rules that the minority of populations abide by. Even this isn't even relevant to right now. But about 3-4 years ago, you know, in my line of work, you have to do training.
A lot in it.
Do a lot of training every year, and there's a staff member who hadn't done any.
Oh right.
Yeah, so their hours was cut.
Straight up,
no hours. No work.
Liability at least, like, come on.
But then the shit, man.
Because you're getting paid to do them, technically.
But the manager didn't do any of theirs either, but they still continue to work. But they're the manager. So
I can't even.
which is, in my opinion, it's
actually worse that the manager ain't done it. If the other one ain't done it, he's still liable, like he's trouble. But you're a leader, you're in leadership. If you've got a problem, you're not doing it, then we're fucked.
But it's fine. Because again, I'm not gonna disregard the repute of this manager, because this manager's on point. This manager knows what they're doing.
Right. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You know,
all held to the same standard, and you get paid to do that. So
it's got to be done.
You know, when you want to do it anyway, you kind of would want to do it. in a game like that where anything can pop off at any time, you want to know how to legally deal with this shit. Like,
or at least you want to make sure that particular certificate is ticked off, because if it's not,
right,
they're still going to turn around and be like, yeah.
I want more things to add to the CV, so I'm not going to complain for some free training. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, and usually that training is not free.
No, of course.
The company pays a good bob for it.
And you got to do it on their time as well. Any job I had, I did it on their time.
Well,
when it weren't busy.
Yeah.
Because if the manager's prompting all the time to do it, okay, I'm going to do it now. At work.
Yeah.
It ain't busy, I'm on point with everything. I'll do it right here. And I'll pause it when the customer comes or whatever. Like that. Simple, man.
Oh yeah, man. This was a good one, you know.
This was a good one. Yes.
Is there any parting words?
Do you know what, guy? Like, in the beginning, guys, you would have got another episode between these, but it's lost.
Yeah, it's lost. It's a lost episode.
Lost to Babylon.
And we refuse to re-record because it's just not on.
It's not us.
It'll sound shit.
Yeah, not right. Yeah, it's rehearsed. This is all unscripted, guys.
But yeah, good news.
Okay.
A good fellow from secondary school.
Okay.
Is back on the gram.
On the gram?
Yeah,
Instagram.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, they never used to have nothing.
Not
Did
a
they?
thing.
Because I don't remember. I remember literally everyone else on it.
Weren't on it. Not a thing. Not a thing.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was good to see them pop up because their number I tried a couple of times.
Okay.
And wasn't going through.
Yeah.
But you know, the life's not easy.
Social media, it's hard to avoid it now. Like, it's just hard to avoid it.
Yeah.
Everything important is happening online.
Yeah. But I still stick to the fact that social media is a joke. I
hate it.
I don't live there.
Hate it.
It's not serious.
No. For me, it's promotional. That's it.
I have my fun on Snap though.
Yeah.
I have my fun on Snap, baby.
Snap is just a little bit too very easy to get up to mischief, if you know what I mean. So have you got Snap? Everyone knows what have you got Snap means.
Yes, it does. Purple snaps.
You get me? So it was just a bit like, but I think I dropped that years ago. Yeah,
2 or 3 now.
I have it. I've logged in, but it's like I can't overshare, man. Just 1, 2, maybe. I'm sharing on 5 for what?
What I tend to do, is like I'll either post memories, or I'll post like funny clips, inspirational clips.
I'm pissed that I had to delete my old Instagram, and then quickly make a new one with the same name and got it. Thank God, because them things just be even bots be buying them and getting them up.
Yeah,
same thing. And I'm pissed because I had so much more followers and stuff, but they shadow banned me.
It's your fault.
So this time,
it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
What not to post.
I knew what the case was, but I didn't give a fuck. But people still saw it, so I was like, fuck. But like on the new one, I'd learned not to do that. So it's literally just promotional shit. And it's helped a lot because I've got the show anyway, but it's still like
this is our platform to have free speech.
Yeah, and even on our YouTube, we don't have any strikes. I checked.
Don't we?
No strikes, no infringements, nothing.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You wait and see when sponsorships and advertisements starts dropping on our things.
Yeah,
they're gonna work back.
Oh, they'll care then. Yeah,
they'll care then.
They'll care.
Black cock company.
Listen, until we get there, we're going to be very uncensored. Just
very much. But mind you, I bet you, half or more than half of the catalogue is going to be wiped off the net.
Yeah,
because by then, we might not even be the same as we are now in terms of the podcast, the raw essence of the streets, man.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the streets, man,
from the ground up.
Nah, I'm just teasing. Do you know what? Yeah. If when it comes to outside of the radio, and you know me personally, you know, you are either very blessed or in serious danger to see me serious, because life's a joke. I take nothing seriously and I don't take anything to heart. Yeah. So you see me in a serious state.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got levels of serious. Goes up like notches, one after the other. But yeah, I'm not to be taken serious too much at the time, either, funnily enough. So, yeah, you gotta keep it light on some level.
So my parting words to you wonderful, wonderful listeners is thank you and fuck you.
Spit sweet. Yeah, guys, that's episode 2 technically wrapped up. So we're going to be back soon. Follow us at Vexxed Uncensored everywhere. Listen to us on Audible, Spotify, and we'll catch you next episode.
Hashtag Vexsexuals. Hashtag where's my Vexsexuals at?
Where my dog's at for the front and back.
Do you know what, yeah? on YouTube,
Yeah.
I've been dropping that hashtag, but when you search it, it doesn't come up.
Because it's sexual. They banned words, innit? So, yeah.
Okay.
They banned words, but because we're a podcast as well, because we're not, again, visual thing ain't off the table, guys. It's just we got shit to do. You know, but yeah, like, because we're a podcast, I find that more visual content gets flagged.
Okay.
I think it's just about influence. But yeah, anyway.
As if they don't like the look of you.
Yeah. But stick with us, guys. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll catch you next episode.